Hello! Welcome back to Voluminum. This is episode 20. We're back over here in the starting area, and Project Veer is taking kind of a back seat for now. Digging in stone the way I have is really, really time consuming and brain melting. So I'm going to take a break on that for the moment. The end goal is still to put my main storage there in the end, and I explained Project Veer in that episode, what I want to do with the island and all the decorative builds. But before that, I actually do want to go ahead and make a good automated sorter. Because of all the new nether blocks, my little manual system here is kind of getting overrun. These have worked pretty good, as long as I'm disciplined enough to keep this organized. These have worked for now, and of course I have this bulk storage up here that has still worked really well. All of these, and this is just for the stuff that I mine, all the bulk. I think I'm going to change all of this out though, because I'm not going to be digging through too many mine shafts. I think that would warrant sorters for these. I'll change these out with some other things, I think, and the obsidian as well. But where this goes down to, the overflow, goes woo down there. I think I'm going to send that to a multi-atom sorter. Right down here is the overflow. See, that's where that comes down to, is this hopper here. And then, these just kind of go into these chests. I've just got all kind of junk in here. I've actually been pretty good at cleaning this out. I've got all of the mushroom, or the mycelium that I mined from the island, and just some other junk. But I think I'm going to send this down to a multi-atom sorter that will help me organize a little bit better. And I'll just get rid of this here, and instead of having these double chests against this wall, I'll make a staircase down. I'll still have this input here, so I can throw anything I want into this chest, and shulkers will, the empty shulkers will come back here, and then other items that aren't sorted over those bulk sorters will come down, and then I'll have a multi-atom sorter that'll just help me organize a little bit more than I am now. I've still got down here, I've still got this bulk storage for all the farms in this area as well. If you remember this contraption from hell, this is the shulker sorter I made. It still works, by the way. So all of the farms that I have in this area can still go to this bulk sorter. All of these farms here. So those I don't need to sort. So if I actually want to sort full boxes, I can send some to these farms, I guess. I don't think I'll intertwine these at all. I think this will just still be like it is. So this is just going to be its own thing. But where I am here, I'm gonna turn this into, I think, a multi-atom sorter. That'll make things easier for me, so I don't have to store all of this manually. And I think I'll kind of turn this into, put these stairs down, multi-atom sorter, and then off to the side have a little bit more manual storage for unstackables and things like that. But yeah, so I'm gonna get to work on that. Okay, and just like that, we have a storage system. Let's go down here. There it is. This could definitely be cleaned up. I've just got it lit up for now. And this bit up here is actually the redstone coming from my door. Going into my base. Oh, we got some guests. You guys can hang out there for now. So let's go down here and check it out. This is Gnembon's multi-atom sorter. Just one module of it, I think, will do for now. And like I said, this is a temporary storage system for my needs until I can get more organized and work on Project Veer when I feel like it, and this will just help things go by smoothly by sorting out things after they've been ran over the bulk. It'll sort them out individually, and I can come down here and figure something out for what I need. And this also has Shulker box unloader. Put a Shulker box in there and it unloads it. This is the input, and this is the overflow. Now this overflow I do want to hook up to be more than just this one double chest. So let's do that, I think. What do you want? Did you just go inside? Where are you? Are you in here? There he is. No, not all those shells. That's the only thing you're good for. You just left your llamas out there. He's over here somewhere now, and his llamas are outside. Alright, so I've dug out a little area here for overflow, and this doesn't need to be pretty. Let's just build up some chests here. I think it was only going to be too high. Let's do like this. Boom, 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 boom. This should be good for now. We're going to have to change this guy to be going that way. And now this will be the overflow line. And that should do it, I think. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Now let's cover up those hoppers so they don't leak poisonous gases into the air. And then we'll partially pretty it up. We'll put some slabs down here. There we go. Here's our overflow. Alright, it's been a few days since that last clip. I've added more overflow. Mainly because my plan was to empty all of these chests once I made spots for each item that I had in the multi-sorter. Break all the chests, dump every item into a shulker box, and then dump all the shulker boxes into those chests, and then just let it sort. Only then did I realize how many spots I haven't allocated. I went through each chest and made sure that I allocated, a couple spots for those items I thought I had less of, and several spots for those I thought I had more of. I was very wrong on the approximations of all of those. Is that a word? Approximation of all those numbers. And so there was a lot of items I had not allocated enough space for, and by that time it was already too late. I had already dumped tons of boxes of items into the sorter, and it was busy sorting. So rather than stop it, empty all the droppers back here that were filled with items, and then hoppers behind these chests here that were filled with items, I decided to just let it all flow through, get sorted what got sorted, and then allocate more space for items that were in this overflow, which filled up all the way to about that chest. So of all these chests here, I had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double chests that didn't have items in it. So there was a lot of overflow, and I really miscalculated. I probably could have done with 2 of these modules. I also didn't want to do too much because, like I said, this is kind of just the basement mini main storage, as I'm calling it, before I can finish Project Veer and have my main storage up and running. So this is just, like I said a couple of times now, going to help me organize things a little bit better than the manual chests up there. Well, maybe not organize a little better than was up there, but just organize a little easier, because now I can just dump everything into the input chest there, and it'll sort, instead of anything not automatically sorted by the bulk up top, will be sorted into chests down here. So, as you can see, I've added a few blocks here to try and signify where things are. I've got this redstone block actually means above this lantern here. This lantern is for lights, as you can see, and then I've got a couple chests of redstone. I won't go through all these, but this right here is fences. A little bit more fences and walls up there. This is where my black stone is. These two top chests, and then that log up there signifies wood, and these chests somewhat kind of these two chests here, and then yeah, I can go ahead and add a stair maybe to like here. Oh, I can. Oh, that looks. Yeah, that's that's not good. The stair isn't as like floaty as a fence, so oh, okay. This is. What if I can do it upside down? Do it like that. I can still access that chest up there easy. Yeah. Stairs. I know it's terrible. I know it's god awful, but it's just an efficiency thing. This is just like a, you know, fits my needs kind of thing. But the good news is I have been working more on the main storage, and that is just about done actually. It's just about done and ready to be built. Why is my... How can I click that far? I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That chest there? Which click? Wow. Why can I click so much further? I swear you won't be able to click that far. My ADD is really showing right now. Okay. Oh, also, the chunk litter's done. The chunk litter is done. This is by Kdender, by the way. I think I said Kdender before, but yeah, this is by Kdender. He showed off a pigman proof, or I guess a zombified piglin is what they're called now. Chunk litter. So now if they spawn here, they can't interfere with any of the redstone, and you can easily go through it as well, which is nice. And you won't bother with the minecart at all. So this loads perfectly the chunk that this is in, so that's nice. I can just turn this on instead of having a bot load the area. Okay, I figured instead of just talking about it, I'll show it off a little bit. So I'm pretty sure I mentioned that I had to change the layout of my main storage because the dug chest layout was good, but the item frames were terrible on the client side FPS. So I was going down to 20 and 30 when it was not running, and then I'd go down to maybe like 16, 17, 18 when it was running with items going through it. So I definitely wanted to change the chest layout, and now I can use blocks to signify what's in the chest, and that works perfectly. This is 4, just like the dugged one. There's 8 a slice. And these 3 halls, I'll probably map them out the same way I did the other ones. They're 38 blocks long. And that sorts, I want to say 920, 30 something items. All the items that can be sorted in the game right now can be sorted in these chests. But I've also got some bulk storage here. This is a box loader with an item filter and overflow protection for when it runs out of shulkers. This is one I found in the Tech MC archive Discord by Mechanico _Passeri. Passeri? I probably said that wrong. I'll put their Discord in the description anyway. But this is really a really smart system. So what I've got here is now a much simpler input system than the El Mango Skyblock one I had. Instead of having a shulker input, I'll just have the items go in this chest and mixed shulkers go in this chest. And what I have here is a shulker unloader for the mixed shulkers. They come down and go into this unloader here. And then the items just come down and are just go through this here, through this line, and then this is an input by Rapscallion. Really smart system. Samus the Sage just showed this off recently in his hybrid storage system version 2. It's really great input. It sorts Shulkers out and unstackables, which is awesome. That's really what I wanted. It sorts the Shulker boxes out here. So, and these are just empty Shulkers, by the way. This won't sort out mixed Shulkers. Obviously, those will go up top. But once they come through the system, this will sort them out into a different line. Here. Unstackables will come into this chest, which I have to take them out of, and then the empty Shulker boxes will come out of this dropper into this water line. And those will, I gotta route those back up because they'll go into holding chests, maybe over here somewhere. You know, like here maybe. Let's bring these out, you know. This is going to be different, by the way. This is just going to help me lay things out and see how far apart everything is. So, like I said, the empty Shulkers will come out and go into a chest, you know, somewhere over here in this corner. Because I'm going to need them to put back into these two chests here that I've got going into the bulk storage lines, because they'll obviously need dispensers to fill items into. I've got a comparator signal coming from each of those chests, and it turns on a lamp down here if it's out of items. If it's out of items, it'll be on, like this one is here, and if it's good, it'll be off. So lets me know if there's something. Once this chest runs out of Shulkers, that means that, you know, these will some of these will run out pretty soon. But this is a really great bulk storage system. I wanted one that it doesn't sort items at double speed, but that's fine because I'm only inputting at hopper speed with this input down here, this one by Rapscallion. It isn't fast, but I decided that speed wasn't a big deal to me. I just wanted to sort more items in a more simplistic way. It didn't have to be that efficient or fast, because the way I see it, you have two kind of storage systems you can go for. Most are kind of like this, where you have the player that goes to the items or to where the items are stored, and then you have a system where the items come to the player, a request system. You know, you can debate on which system is better. I think it's personal preference, really, and my preference is just more for simplicity. I really wanted to have as little to do as possible with like managing the system, because when you get into a request-based system, a lot of times you can easily complicate things to where you're trying to route where items are going and then route space for different items, and it takes a lot more work that goes into those systems. I'm not trying to diminish the amount of work that goes into systems like that. It's just not something for me. I just rather have simple sorters that I can allocate one item per sorter and just have a chest haul. Much easier than having a call-based or a binary or hex-coded system to where, and then all they have to do is, you know, select off of a panel or a slice what item they want, and it's code-based, or, you know, you have to encode and decode items. I really don't know much about it, and I love storage tech, but I don't feel like I'm mentally capable and smart enough to do something like that. So I think I'll just stick with systems like this, to where I basically have to manage how items go in to make sure they're going in and over the hoppers at the right speed to where they're not skipping, and then just allocate spaces for each item, and then I'll just go to where the items are stored. And this is definitely not a compact system by any means, but this system will store every item in the game currently and space for a few more. So that's plenty good enough for me. And then I really like a system that can tell you information about what's going on. So the only thing I don't have with this system that I had in the previous one, the previous layout, is that I haven't implemented any kind of like indicator system that goes down into a clock and turns a lamp on, for a side that shows it's sorting, like I did the other one. It added unnecessary lag, I think, and I don't really need to know if items are being sorted in the system, where they are in the system, like this side or this side. I am going to add an indicator light to have once that pulls a signal from down there while the system is running, though. So I know that, like maybe a light here or here or something, and then I'll bring a signal up from down here to where once this clock starts, it turns that lamp on, just so it lets me know that items are being sorted. Because as you can see here, it comes down pretty far. That's one thing I haven't done a good job with, but the system that Samus has in his storage starts from like these hoppers here, basically. All I did was add this Shulker unloader and then bring the hopper line up to the level of where I'm going to be at up here. And all this is going to be covered. I've still got to add tons of decoration on the wall here, and I think I've done a pretty good job at keeping the water streams out of the way so I can decorate as much as I want here. And I'm thinking of adding some kind of making some kind of pixel art in the middle here, and then maybe in each corner here I can have a gearbox to when if I die I can come here and grab a set of gear and tools and food and whatnot, rockets. There's so much space in the middle here. I could possibly have room over here for some kind of potion setup, and then maybe over here a small furnace array. That'll be added on later if I do decide to do that, I think, because I really just want to make sure I have the main system here fleshed out and ready to go. But that also does depend on how long it takes me to finish Project Veer, or the clearing out of Endstone in the end, because as time goes on, if I'm still doing that, I can come over here to the test world and add things onto the main storage, and then by the time I'm done with that, who knows, I could have this thing totally redone again. And I just wanted to show a bare bones progress update of the new system. I like it a lot. The only thing, like I said, I've got to add is a non-stackable sorter down here and Overflow, which will come out here and then fall down here somewhere. That'll be it. Alright, that will do it for this episode. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.